For the last 5 years, I've owned and driven a Porsche 911. It was a 2000 model, which is the Type 996. It was a beautiful ocean blue metallic car, and I loved the way it drove. It was a wonderful car to drive. Unfortunately, as my kids are getting a little bit older, I'm starting to take them out more, take them to preschool, and so I decided to trade the Porsche in for a fun car that I could drive and take the kids in. I ended up deciding on a Kia Stinger. I was able to get one with the V6, all-wheel drive. I love the fact that it has a hatchback so I can fit a lot of stuff in the back. So far I've been super happy with the Kia, but I do have about 5 things I want to talk about after the first month of ownership that I've noticed with the car that I think Kia could improve on a little bit. And I'm hoping to do another video in the near future on all the things I like about the car, which is quite a bit. But first, since we've all seen the positive reviews on this car, I just wanted to show you a few daily driving items that annoy me a little bit, or I wish that Kia could work on just to improve a little bit. So let's have a look at them. The first thing that I'm disappointed about with the V6 Kia Stinger GT, and I'm sure you've seen this on some of the reviews already, is the exhaust note. It has quad tip exhausts and they look fantastic, and the car actually sounds great on the inside because they're pumping in artificial sound through the speakers. It creates a real full, deep sound when I hit the gas, especially when it's in sport mode. It gives an enhanced audio to the speakers. However, when you hear the exhaust itself from the outside, it really doesn't sound that inspiring, and it'd be nice if Kia would bump up the sound just a little bit on the V6. I know that V6s don't sound quite as great as a V8 or the Porsche Flat 6, but I think there's just a little bit more that Kia could do to make it sound a little bit more aggressive and match the looks of the car. The second negative I want to mention about driving the Kia GT is the rearward visibility. Now, visibility out the side mirrors is pretty good. No issues with that. And I have the GT2 spec car, so it has the blind spot monitoring, cross traffic monitoring, and all the gadgets. However, just looking out the rear view mirror, you can see the mirror is about a normal size, but for my seating position here, the window itself is only a small portion of the actual mirror. So the view out the back is not really that great. If I'm backing up, fine, I can look at my camera. However, if I'm going forward, this is all that I have to look straight behind me. So not the best rearward visibility, but that's the price that you pay with some of these more modern cars with a high belt line, smaller windows. Okay, and speaking of the backup camera, I was a little disappointed to find out that in the US market, we don't get the 360-degree camera and all the different cameras that I saw when I was watching the Straight Pipes review the Kia Stinger. All we get is you put it in reverse and just a standard backup camera. Now it does show you which way you're going to go, which is great. I just wish it had a 360 camera for the US market, especially for what we're paying here. Another disappointment in the Stinger GT, especially in the GT2 trim level for what Kia is charging, is auto up-down windows. Now I do get auto up-down on the front windows, both the left and the right. However, the back windows are not auto up-down. They only move when you're touching the switch. Not the end of the world, but it seems like it wouldn't be a very expensive feature to add for the back windows. Now you may have noticed I didn't clean my car before doing a video on that. First of all, it's getting a wash tomorrow, so I wasn't gonna wash it today, just have to wash it again tomorrow. However, I wanted to leave it slightly dirty to illustrate a point, and that is the drainage on the hatchback back here is not the best setup in my opinion. There's big creases here where water can get in, and it's fine when it's just water. However, where I live we get pine needles out here, and even if I park the car inside all day, when I go to work I'd have to leave it out at the airport outside for a week at a time, and we get pine needles there too. So no matter where I go, this car is going to start collecting debris. And you can see how the window goes underneath, and then we have the body panel on top. So you can see where I've collected pine needles. So this is going to be a problem area, keeping the car clean. Where if they had just made the window go on top of the panel and smooth it out that way, I think I'd get less debris building up. Additionally, it's pollen season right now. So this really helps me illustrate my point. I'm going to open up the hatchback. And just looking at the channels coming down here, there's a high point on the channel right here, and I'm starting to get a lot of pollen built up here, and that's just turning into nasty gunk. So that's just something to keep in mind, that I'm going to have to put a little more effort into keeping this car clean than some of my other cars, especially with hatchbacks that have had much better drainage. I don't think I'm going to get water built up here enough to start spilling into the inside of the trunk, but it's something to note. I just wish they had made this a little flatter for better drainage. But that's pretty much it for the negatives. Other than those items, I love my Kia Stinger GT, and if you're looking at buying a sports sedan, I highly recommend going to your Kia dealer and having a look. They have different options ranging from the base model with 4 cylinders at a very reasonable price all the way up to the top trim on the GT2 spec. And get the all-wheel drive if you're going to be driving in the rain. That's what I did, and now I'll be able to drive this car all year, unlike the Porsche, which is kind of a bear in the winter. Now, what was the first thing that I did after buying a car so I can take the kids? Well, I put in the car seats and we all went out for ice cream. That was something that I was never able to do with the Porsche. So, hoping to put out another video soon showing the fun things that I like about the Stinger, and thanks for watching.